Alright, what's going on, guys? Today I'll be breaking down the MLB slate for Saturday, April 15th. We've only got a 5-game main slate today, and sorry for no video yesterday, guys. I got home late. I had something to do last night, and I didn't really have time to make a video, so sorry about that. But we're back today on Saturday breaking down today's 5-game main slate. One thing I also want to tell you guys is that I'm going to start posting on Twitter how my lineups do. I know some of you guys have been wanting to know that, so if you want to know how my lineups are doing, and if you are interested in getting lineups, then follow me on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. Like I said, I will be posting on Twitter how my lineups are doing, and if you want to get lineups, then you can contact me there. That's how I give them out. I do direct message them to you, so if you're interested in getting lineups or you want to see how my lineups are doing, then follow me on Twitter. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started with today's breakdown. Alright, so looking at pitcher today, pitcher is pretty gross. I definitely think today, if you're playing on FanDuel where you only have one pitcher, you're just going to lock in Jacob deGrom today. deGrom is definitely the safest pitcher today. He does get a solid matchup against the Marlins. They're not that good of a hitting team. They don't hit righties that well. deGrom hasn't looked that great, though, this year. In his 2 games out against Atlanta and the Phillies, he's put up 23 and 10 DraftKings points, so he hasn't been that solid. But I definitely think he's the safest pitcher today. He's probably your best option to get 20 DraftKings points. And even at 10,600, I think he's worth that price tag. If you're playing cash games today, you're definitely going to lock Jacob deGrom in. He's definitely the safest pitcher on the slate. But for DraftKings, where you have to have 2 pitchers, this is where it kind of gets tricky for me. I was looking over the slate. I definitely think for cash, where you need 2 pitchers, or for cash on DraftKings, when you need 2 pitchers, I think you're going to be looking at Kenta Maeda, even at 10,000. This is a good matchup against the Diamondbacks. Although they have been hitting the ball pretty well this year, they don't hit righties nearly as good as they do lefties. And I really like Maeda today playing at home. I definitely think he has a good chance to get a win. He'd probably be your other safest option other than deGrom. I think then those are the 2 guys you want to target today for cash. Even though Maeda's price tag is insanely high at 10K, I definitely think he's the safest option. I don't think that the Diamondbacks are going to be able to score a lot of runs today. I think the Dodgers are going to be able to give Maeda some run support, get him a win. So I do like him today. I think him and deGrom are probably going to be the guys you want to pay up for. For cash, I'm probably just going to try and jam them 2 in. But if you're looking for cheaper guys, I like James Paxton today, pitching at home against the Rangers. I definitely like Paxton for tournaments. He does have a lot of good strikeout upside, and the Rangers do strike out a lot, so you can definitely target Paxton today, even at 9,600. He has looked really good in his first 2 games this year. He has played Houston in both of his first 2 games, and he's put up 21 and 32 DraftKings points. So he has looked solid. He hasn't allowed a single run this year, and he's had 13 strikeouts in those 2 games. So you can definitely target him. He does have good strikeout upside, and the Rangers will definitely strike out a lot. And I also like Paxton playing at home. I think he has a good chance to get a win today. The Mariners should be able to give him some run support. So I like Paxton for SP2s. I think you can target him today. And the other SP2 that I would probably target would be Adam Conley, down at 6,900, going up against the Mets. The Mets have been hitting the ball very well this year, but they don't hit lefties nearly as good as they do righties. I definitely think you can target Conley for a cheaper SP2. When these teams played earlier this month on April 8th, Conley had 23 DraftKings points. He pitched 5 innings, only allowed 1 run, had 6 strikeouts. So you can definitely target him. He did do pretty solid in his first time playing this team, and he's going to get him at home today. Definitely like Adam Conley today if you need some cheaper value at pitcher. Even at 6,900, I think he can return value, get you close to 20 DraftKings points. So he is also worth a look for SP2s. Those are probably going to be all the pitchers that I target. I definitely like paying up for deGrom and Maeda. I think if you're playing cash on DraftKings, like I already said, I think you're just going to try and jam them 2 in and then just try and find some value hitters. But if I had to choose just one to pay up for, it would definitely be deGrom at 10.6. I think he's the best pitcher on the slate by far. And then for other cheaper SP2s I like James Paxton today, pitching at home against Texas. I definitely think he has plenty of strikeout upside in that matchup. And also like Adam Conley, if you need some cheaper if you need a cheaper pitcher, you can definitely target him at 6,900, pitching at home against the Mets. And yeah, those are some pitchers I like today. Let's go ahead and move on to catcher. Alright, for catcher, there are a couple value plays I like here. One guy I like at just 3,500 is Salvador Perez going up against Matt Shoemaker. Shoemaker is a solid pitcher, but he will definitely struggle at times, and he will give up home runs. And Perez has been hitting the ball very well this year. He's already had 4 home runs this year. He's batting .286, which is pretty solid. And in his last 4 games, he put up 14, 3, 5, 5 DraftKings points. So he has been pretty consistent. He has been producing. I definitely think you can target him today for catcher value at just 3,500. I really like that price tag. And going up against Shoemaker, Shoemaker will give up home runs, and Perez has already shown off his power this year. I definitely think you can target him today for catcher value. And another value play I like at catcher is Travis d'Arnaud going up against Adam Conley. d'Arnaud is going to be getting the platoon split, and he has been playing very well this year. He's batting .333 so far this year with 2 home runs, and he's been playing really well. In his last 3 games, he's put up 28, 4, and 40 DraftKings points, so he has really flashed his upside. I definitely think you can target him today for catcher value at just 3,300. Getting the platoon against Adam Conley. Conley will definitely struggle at times, so I like Travis d'Arnaud. I think he's a good catcher value on the slate. And yeah, those are some value plays I like at catcher. Let's go ahead and move on to first base. All right, for first base, really like paying up for Will Myers today at just 4,600. Myers has been killing it lately. In his last 4 games, he's put up 19, 34, 10, and 18 DraftKings points. I know his last 3 games were played in Coors Field, but he has still been hitting the ball very well this year. He's batting .400, and he's already had 3 home runs. And I really like this matchup going up against R.A. Dickey. R.A. Dickey is not a good pitcher. And now that Atlanta is playing in their new ballpark, people have said that ballpark does favor hitters. So I like Will Myers today. I think if you're going to pay up for first base, you're definitely going to want to target him at just 4,600. I think that price tag is just way too cheap for the way he's been playing. And then a value play that I like today at first base is Mike Napoli going up against James Paxton. Napoli's going to be getting the platoon against Paxton since Paxton is a lefty, and Napoli does bat right-handed, so that's going to favor him. And Paxton will give up a ton of home runs. He does give up a lot of hard contact. Napoli does have a ton of power. He's already flashed his power this year, going deep twice. And in his last 4 games, he's been hitting the ball pretty well. He's put up 2, 8, 21, and 0 DraftKings points in his last 4 games. I definitely think you can target him today if you need some first base value. I like his price tag at just 3,700. And since Paxton does give up a ton of hard contact, Napoli is a great power hitter. He definitely has a chance to go deep today. So I like him if you need first base value. I would definitely target him at just 3,700. And yeah, those are a couple of value plays and cheaper guys I like at first. Let's go and move on to second base. All right, for second base, I definitely think you're going to want to try and pay up for Robinson Cano today at just 4,700. He gets a really good matchup going up against Andrew Cashner. Cano is going to be getting the platoon advantage, and Cano has been doing very well this year. In his last 4 games, put up 27, 11, 7, and 7 DraftKings points. So he's been pretty consistent lately, and I really like this matchup. Going up against Cashner, I definitely think Cano is the top second baseman today. I think you're going to want to try and pay up for him. He's definitely going to be the guy that I target at second. But if you're looking for value, I do like Logan Forsythe going up against Patrick Corbin. Corbin is a lefty, so Forsythe's going to be getting the platoon advantage. I definitely think you can target him if you're looking for second base value. I like that price tag at just 4,100. Forsythe hasn't been doing that well, though, this year. He's only batting .211. In his last 4 games, put up 19, 8, 4, and 0 DraftKings points. So he's been a little consistent. But I do really like this matchup going up against Corbin. Corbin is not a good pitcher, and Forsythe will also be getting the platoon advantage. So you can definitely target him for second base value. I like him at just 4,100. And then one more second base value play I like is Wilmer Flores at 3,400 going up against Adam Conley. Wilmer Flores crushes lefties, and Conley is a lefty, so that's going to be a great matchup for Flores. He is definitely a little risky, though. He will put up 0, so I would probably only target him in tournaments. But whenever he gets a matchup against a lefty, he is definitely a guy you can target for value. He does have pretty good power. He's already shown his power off this year, going deep twice. So if you're looking for second base value, you can play Wilmer Flores. You can play him at second or third base. So I like him for value going up against the lefty. And yeah, those are some second basemen that I like today. Let's go ahead and move on to third base. All right, for third base, I really like paying up for Kyle Seager today at just 4,400 going up against Andrew Cashner. Like I already mentioned with Robinson Cano, Cashner is not a good pitcher, and he does struggle against lefties. So I really like Seager today at just 4,400, getting the platoon advantage. Seager's been playing pretty well lately. In his last 4 games, put up 2, 10, 5, and 7 DraftKings points, so he has been producing. He's only batting .212 this year, and he hasn't shown off his pop yet. He hasn't hit a single home run this year. But I definitely think that could change today. Cashner will give up a ton of home runs, so I like Kyle Seager. If you're going to pay up for third base, I'm really liking him at just 4,400. But if you're looking for value, I really like Justin Turner at 4K going up against Patrick Corbin. Turner is going to be getting the platoon advantage going up against the lefty. And Turner has been hitting pretty well this year. He's batting .412. He's shown off his pop. He's already hit 1 home run. I definitely think you can target him as well for third base value. I know 4K isn't really much of a value, but for Turner and given the matchup, that is pretty cheap for him. So I do like him today if you need third base value. And then one more value play I like is Ryan Schimpf at 3,700 going up against R.A. Dickey. This is a great matchup for Schimpf going up against the righty and Dickey is not a good pitcher. So, and Schimpf will be getting the platoon advantage. I really like him today at just 3,700. He is a little inconsistent though. In his last 4 games, he's put up 4, 4, 2, and 20 DraftKings points. He does have really good upside, and given the matchup against Dickey, I really like Schimpf for tournaments. He could definitely take Dickey deep. Ari Dickey is not a good pitcher. He does struggle against lefties. So I really like Ryan Schimpf today for third base value. You can definitely target him at just 3,700. And those are some value plays I like at third. Let's go and move on to shortstop. All right, for shortstop, I don't think you're going to pay up here. I don't really feel like I'm going to target Corey Seager today, not at 4,900. Going up against Patrick Corbin. Corbin is not a good pitcher, but this isn't going to be a platoon advantage. Corey Seager is going to have to go up against a lefty, and I don't like his price tag either, so I'm not going to be on him. I think for shortstop, you're going to go for value here. I really like Elvis Andrus at just 3,700. Going up against James Paxton. Elvis Andrus has been killing it lately. In his last 4 games, put up 5, 21, 19, and 17 DraftKings points. And he has really shown off his power this year. I believe last year he only had 8 or 9 total home runs, and he's already had 3 this year in the first week. So Andrus has been hitting the ball very well. He's batting .353. I definitely think you can target him today at just 3,700. That price tag seems way too cheap. And getting the platoon advantage against Paxton, like I already mentioned, Paxton will give up home runs. He does give up a lot of hard contact. So I really like Elvis Andrus today. He's definitely going to be the shortstop that I target if I'm looking to go cheap. And there is one more value play I like here. I do like Dansby Swanson at just 3,600, going up against Clayton Richard. Richard is not a good pitcher, and Swanson is going to be getting the platoon advantage today against the lefty. Swanson has not been hitting the ball that well this year, though. He's only batting .167, but he has been pretty consistent in his last 4 games. He's been producing. He's put up 7, 14, 2, and 3 DraftKings points in his last 4. I definitely think you can target him in this matchup today against Richard. Richard is not a good pitcher. I like the price tag as well at just 3,600. Swanson should be batting towards the top of the order. Fantasy Labs currently has him projected to bat second, which is always a plus. He should get at least 4, maybe 5 at bats. So you can definitely target him for shortstop value. But if you're playing on DraftKings today, I would much rather have Elvis Andrus for just 100 more. But if you can't afford the salary, I do like Dansby Swanson. I think he is in play at that price tag. Yeah, those are some value plays I like at shortstop today. Let's go and move on to outfield. All right, if you're looking to pay up at outfield, BVP play that I really like today is Giancarlo Stanton going up against Jacob deGrom. For looking at BVP, Stanton has done really well against deGrom. In 15 at-bats, not much of a sample size, but still in 15 at-bats, Stanton has had 7 hits against deGrom. And he's hit 3 home runs, batted .467. So he has seen deGrom very well. I definitely think you can pay up for Giancarlo Stanton today. He has been showing off his power lately. He did have 2 home runs April 12th against the Braves, so he has flashed his power. I definitely think you can target him. He has hit deGrom very well in his career, so if you're a BVP believer, you might want to look at Giancarlo Stanton. And I also really like paying up for Yoenis Cespedes today at just 4,700, getting the platoon advantage against Adam Conley. Conley will definitely struggle at times, and Cespedes has been mashing. Cespedes has already hit 6 home runs this year, which leads the league, and he's been killing it lately. In his last 3 games, put up 51, 11, and 32 DraftKings points. So he's just absolutely been mashing the ball. His price has not caught up to the way he's been playing. He's still too cheap, in my opinion, at 4,700. Given the matchup against Conley, I really like Yoenis Cespedes today. If you're looking to pay up at one position, I would definitely pay up at outfield and try and get him in your lineups. He just seems way too cheap with the way he's been playing. He's been mashing the ball this year, so I love paying up for Yoenis Cespedes today. And if you're looking for some value, there is one value play that I really like today, and that is at 3,700, and that's Carlos Gomez going up against James Paxton. Like I already mentioned, Paxton does give up a ton of hard contact, and Carlos Gomez has already shown off his pop this year. He's already had 3 home runs this year. He has been a little inconsistent, though, lately. In his last 4 games, put up 2-0, had 2 pretty bad games, but bounced back in his last 2, put up 16 and 14 DraftKings points. So he has been hitting the ball very well in his last 2 games. He could keep that hot streak going today against Paxton. Gomez does bat towards the top of the order, which is always a plus. He should get at least 4, possibly 5 at-bats. So you can definitely target him today. I definitely think he has a chance to take James Paxton deep. Paxton does give up a ton of home runs, and Gomez is a pretty good power hitter. So if you're looking for outfield value, I like Carlos Gomez today at just 3,700. I definitely think you can target him. And yeah, those are some outfielders that I like today. Go ahead and give you guys my top 5 plays for tonight. Alright guys, so this is half of my lineup filled out with my favorite pitcher for tonight, along with some of my favorite hitters. If you guys want to get the other half of my lineup, then follow me on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I am going to be posting how my lineups do, so if you're interested in seeing that, then like I said, you can check out my Twitter. And I also give out FanDuel lineups as well, so if you do play on FanDuel, then you can still get my lineups. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Please be sure to like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed. If you never want to miss out on any of my videos, then click the bell icon next to my YouTube name, and that'll notify you every time I upload. So if you never want to miss out on a video, please be sure to do that. I would really appreciate it. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Good luck tonight, guys. Peace.
Should've saw the way she looked me in my eyes. She said, baby, I am not afraid to die. Push me to the edge, all my friends are dead. Push me to the edge, all my friends are dead. Push me to the edge, all my friends are dead. Push me to the edge.